If you have never had the opportunity of observing a bird building a nest, and at some time you do, just take a few minutes to witness the amazing skills they possess. Simply remember, they have had no formal training, such as we need to build a home, yet with only a beak as their tools of trade, they're able to construct some of the most intricate designs we have ever seen. Using specially selected material to suit their particular nest, they have to be the designer and the architect, as well as having to search for the building material and just think of the number of trips to and from the nest before it's completed. Only last spring, this bird could have been a baby itself, yet in just 12 months, it's capable of finding a mate, building a home, and rearing a family. Consider the time it takes a human to do all of that. One of the most energetic nest builders would have to be the tiny white-throated warbler. Its pear-shaped nest, complete with a slender tail, needs no scaffolding. During its construction, the strong strips of bark woven together with spiderweb is more than capable of holding the weight of the rest of the nest as well as the builders. This beautiful little songster is certainly a craftsman at home building. If there is anything that man has in his favour when it comes to raking up grass and rubbish, it is his tools of trade. It enables him to complete the task in a very short space of time. However, when it comes to time, the brush turkey seems to have plenty of it. Alone, the male, using only his strong claws as rakes, scratches up a mound some 4 metres in diameter and up to 1.5 metres high. This curious nest consists of dried leaves, bark and dirt raked up from the forest floor surrounding the nesting site. And just think of the wear and tear on the leg muscles and claws during this forest cleanup. The many weeks of hard work that go into the making of this giant incubator would without a doubt make it the largest construction the bird world has ever built. And all this is carried out without any assistance from the female. Unlike his human counterpart, the male satin bowerbird needs no elaborate plans when it comes to the construction of his bower. It was not necessary for him to attend university or to complete an apprenticeship. Nature endowed him with the knowledge to build this bower without the aid of tools and heavy equipment or help from anyone else. If you are wondering what it's for, it is just a playhouse and a place to store his trinkets. Closely watched by one of his lady friends, he puts the finishing touches to the north wall, which is quite an achievement considering it is all your own work, using only your beak and inbuilt knowledge. Next in the world of avian architects is the well-known magpie lark, or as we all know them, the pewee. They're among a handful of birds that have no need for ready-mixed concrete. They're able to find a natural supply of it for their nests. These mud nest builders carefully select the right mixture of grass, fine roots, and of course mud. And working as a team, they attach the preparation to a horizontal branch. Not needing such cumbersome things as shovels and reinforcing steel, the nest hardens into a solid, cup-shaped construction quite able to withstand the forces of the elements until the family has been raised. 2 more birds capable of using mortar for the construction of their nests are the migratory welcome swallow and the fairy martin. Once again, these little birds, without the aid of bricks and cement, can fashion into shape a perfect little home using only mud and grass mixed with the correct amount of saliva from their own body. This compound is capable of setting almost as hard as cement, forming the walls of this neat little nest. One of the most unusual nests ever seen is built by the white-capped noddy tern. This sea-dwelling bird uses only leaves, grass and seaweed, which is cemented together with their own excreta, which sets into a platform to hold the egg. When it comes to the business of earth-moving and tunnelling, the kingfishers have the game sewn up. Using only their strong beak and claws as tools, they select a termite's nest, with the residents still occupying it, and proceed to use their beak as a jackhammer. digging straight into the rock-hard material. With the use of a bulldozer, man can shift many tons of earth at a time. But can you imagine the amount of assaults on this termite nest before the nesting tunnel is complete? The long, slender, sharp beak of the colourful rainbow bird is not only used for catching bees. It is also used in the earth-moving business. Their tunnel can go as far as a metre or so into the bank. Birds don't need expensive, noisy machinery to tear the earth apart. They do their earth-moving in a very quiet manner. Tiny as they are, the little pardaloid is very proficient at tunnelling too. War and fighting are so much a part of human life that many people assume that birds live as we do. Few species of birds kill unless to eat. However, when it comes to defending their nesting site, the spur-winged plover can turn on the most aggressive display of all. If there is one thing that raises their feathers, it is the invasion of privacy by a nosy cameraman. If any bird has been endowed with extra fighting equipment, it is the plover. A loud call from mother sends Junior running for cover, and using his natural camouflage, he simply melts into the ground. And now both birds, using air and ground attack, proceed to drive off the intruder. Ground nesting birds are vulnerable to attack by many predators, and that is why Mother Nature has given them a special ability to protect themselves. The brolga uses a loud trumpeting in the form of a warning call, which should be enough to scare off anything. Those eggs look very tempting, but in this case, the goanna feels he might be biting off more than he can chew. Besides, there are two of them. It is not often Mother Nature makes a mistake, but in the case of the black duck, she made a wonderful job of camouflage on the duck, but forgot about the eggs. However, with the seagull, it's just the opposite. During the youthful days of the black swan, it is not uncommon for the male to mate with several females, but as he becomes more mature, he will settle down and stay with a chosen partner for life. Sounds very much like some humans. Rather than leave the nest, Mother Top-Knot Pigeon displays courage and determination. She uses the rap-over-the-knuckles tactic. The human race has lived together in communities ever since the days of the cavemen. This is done for convenience and company. Of course, this is not the case in the bird world. Nests are placed just out of pecking range simply to avoid confrontation, but the main reason seems to be for safety in numbers. And so, after all this hard work of pairing off, building a home and bringing up the family, the end result is just the same. Whether it be birds or humans, both seem to be confronted with hungry mouths to fill. It is a fairly simple matter for